Enchanted, he's on that. Like Ren and Stimpy. Like
Hmm.
you look at the guy's like voice character history. Like he's got an extensive fucking library here.
Hmm.
Um, but like the fact is, like I sent them this request and whatnot. Had the video done. It comes like the day after Christmas or something like that. And I sent Ryan a text like, "Hey, you guys ready for your gift?" He's like, "Wait, I thought you were mailing us something." I'm like, "No, no, no, check this shit out." Send him a link. He's recording Amy watching this video, and it's Billy West just like saying, "Oh, you guys got engaged on Christmas Eve," and he goes into a couple of Futurama voices. I'm like, "That's fucking dope," and they fucking loved it, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's not worthwhile because I was actually thinking about doing it as a gift for someone myself. But the thing that I'm thinking is like it's interesting to see where people value themselves, and it's interesting to see like how people value where these celebrities value effectively like a voicemail, and to be like, you know what, me calling you and leaving a message for you, that's $500. Like, I just can't imagine the confidence level to be like, pay me $500 and I will leave you a voicemail.
Well, no,
Like
like
that's
there, in some sense, I kind of like agree that with that in a sense of like Ace Frehley, for example. Like if you want him to sign a guitar, it's like $500. If you want him to sign like his book that came out a couple of years ago, it'd be like $40. Essentially, you're just buying the book.
hmm.
But because a signed Ace Frehley book, not going to go for that much. A signed Ace Frehley guitar, that's going to go for at like $500.
Hmm.
So you try and make that money where you can. But but I agree.
Yeah.
There's no autograph involved in it. It's like guys, come on, just bring it down a little bit here.
Yeah, yeah, and that's all I'm really saying is like some of them I feel like they could be more reasonable about it because it's ultimately like it's just a voicemail or something, you know what I mean? And especially when you compare like, people in the same business to one another, like when you look at like Bret Hart versus Ric Flair versus whoever else, it's like one of I laugh at the ones who are like who was it like James Ellsworth who's like $19. It's just like hilarious. Like some of them are really cheap, and some of them are really like modestly. I forget who it was, but I ran across someone who it was even like pretty decent amount of money. I want to say it was like 150 or $200, and I was like, yeah, but honestly, like for who that is, that's pretty worth it. Like some people really know what they're worth, and some people I think just have really inflated egos.
I think so. Um, I know Kevin Smith actually has like his own like kind of cameo thing that he's doing,
Oh,
and
really? I saw Muse. I didn't see Kev.
well, no, because Kevin was on cameo for a bit, but he was just raising money for charity doing that.
Ah.
Um, but I'm trying to look for the site right now, but he has like three different like price tiers,
Mm-hmm.
and like the cheapest one is like, oh hey, I need this one, like 2 months from now and whatnot, so I can wait a little bit. That's like $100 or something like that. If you need it like within like a week, it's like $200 or something like that. If you need it by like the next day, it's like $300 or something like that.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean it's. But yeah, when Kevin was on Cameo, he was like, "Look, I'm doing this to raise money for this charity." Forget which one it was, but
Yeah, and some of them, and some of them are for charity. That's another good point. And I don't know if I was really paying attention to which ones were for charity and which weren't. But if that's the case, if they're inflating the price because they want to make more money for charity, then hey, fucking kudos, go for it. Because if you can make more money for charity because of your name, then make all the money you can make,
yeah,
man.
if
Fuck
if
it.
if it's for a legitimate charity, fuck yeah, go for it.
Well, yeah, true. I don't want it to be like for the charity of kicking puppies, like.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm saying like legitimate charity, like a charity that like uses all of their money towards like what they're raising money for. Like,
Yeah.
i.e., like
Well, yeah.
Saint Jude's, for example, like they use 100% of their money to you know fly families in, get treatment free of charge. Like they don't charge them anything. They put them up in a hotel room, shit like that.
Hmm.
Whereas
Yeah.
like, I think it was who was I was looking at? It was like Susan G. Komen. Like for every like dollar that they put in, I think that they bring in, it's like 4 cents of it goes towards the actual like thing that they're raising money for. The rest is like administrative costs, advertising, shit like that. It's like, come on, guys, what the fuck?
Yeah. How fucked up is that? Like. It doesn't make any sense, man.
It really doesn't.
I don't understand how you can in your right mind set up a charity where ultimately like the majority of the money doesn't even go to the people that you're helping out. Like there's some fucked up shit in this world, man.
There's a lot of fucked up shit in this world. Not some. There's a lot. Let's just be
That's
honest with it.
true. That's true. That's true.
Let's just be honest about that.
Oh man.
Oh shit. I think we're gonna be wrapping up here pretty quick here. Bruce, you got anything you want to plug here, man?
Yeah, actually, I do. Let me just go over to the website here because I don't want to fuck it up here. But remember, I mentioned earlier that I'm selling that Tascam recorder to a fella,
Yes.
and that fella, I don't want to give out his real name because I don't know if he wants me to or not, so I'm not going to do that. But if you go to Bandcamp, kixx.bandcamp.com, he's got some music up there that you can listen to, some beats that he's made. He's also working on he's been in some punk bands and stuff like that, and I guess he's working on some punk demos. And he actually sent me this thing where he recorded a demo, like a punk demo, this really heavy song. And he's like, I recorded that using an acoustic guitar. I was like, get the fuck out. He's like, I did. And I plugged in my acoustic because it's the only guitar I have. And I used this little synth thing and had this distortion effect on there. Turned that on, and there you go. And I was like, that's fucking awesome, man. So like, check that out because he's got some cool shit up there. I checked out a few of his tracks, and I would definitely listen to more. So give that a listen.
Definitely, man. I'm gonna plug Michael Rosenbaum's podcast again, Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum.
Yeah.
I think the last episode he had was actually a kind of like a mini reunion of anybody that watched Justice League Unlimited. It was all like the voice actors minus Kevin Conroy. Um, but yeah, it was like George Newbern, Susan Eisenberg, like just the whole fucking gang and whatnot, just getting back together, and it's actually a really good discussion too. Just like things that are going on in their lives, like how they're able to work through the pandemic, shit like that.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. That's cool.
Oh man, the other thing I want to plug is PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. You got Miles Morales game just came out. I'm digging that, man. I'm really digging that, man. And it makes me sad because again, I realize there will never be a good Superman game.
Yeah, I don't know why it's so hard to make a good Superman game. They had that arcade game from back in the day.
Yeah, man, that was fucking badass.
That was badass, but after that, man,
After that,
just
like
they
the
suck
next,
kind of.
like after that, like the next like quasi good Superman game was like the Death and Return of Superman.
What was that on?
That was on Super Nintendo, I think. It was like I think I had that
Uh,
I think I had that when we were in college.
oh, really? I don't
I think
remember.
so. I vaguely fucking remember playing that.
Hmm. I have no memory of that whatsoever,
Well,
honestly. Then
anyways.
again, I have no memories of yesterday, so let's be honest. I'm just kidding.
So, anyways, that's going to do it for us this week on Let Us Cast. I'm Andrew,
And I am Bruce.
and we'll catch your happy asses down the road. Bruce is a heel, motherfuckers. Had to get a little corny in there. All right, later, everybody.